All right, so I'm just going to demonstrate a place command for them. Sorry, I just finished coughing. This is something that you can use. I know that part of the email that you sent was about them being around during, like, when you're eating and things like that. Toby, this is not about you. This is something that is going to be successive approximation. We're not going to expect them to be able to do this fully or for an extended period of time just yet. So what I'm going to do is send them each to their own place. You can do both in the same one, but I feel like that maybe creates a possibility of them starting to play and then want to turn off. So they each have their own individual thing to lay on. It doesn't have to be a cot, like this could be a dog bed, a blanket, a towel. So we're going to first ask them to go on to their place, and then we're going to reward them for being on there. To build value, we're going to use our markers. I'm going to use the good marker because I want them to hold duration. I want to put value on them remaining on their place, and I'm going to gradually start creating neutrality and things happening around them. So I will put them on their place, and then I'll start moving around. Good, rewarding them for not coming off. If something causes them to come off, then it's too much and we have to take a step backwards. So for instance, I always use the example of if you are going to sit down and they're on their place. When you go to sit down, they get up and come over to you. We're going to say, nope, put them back on their place, and then maybe walk over as if we were going to sit, but not. And then good, come back and give them a treat. Place, walk back over, maybe do like a half sit into the chair. Good, come back, bring them a treat until you're up to sitting down, turning away from them, then getting up and feeding them, and then all the way till you're able to disengage from them and maybe sit there for a couple of seconds, gradually increasing that over time. That's what we're going to be doing here. But you know, if you want to start introducing them to that at home, that's super, super helpful. Something that I've also found that I use is a back tie. So that door, and there's a door to over this way. I just will wrap a leash around the handles so that if they take a step off of the place, they're met with backwards resistance. So if they're sitting on their place, there's complete slack, nothing's bothering them. And that way, if they go to take a step off, I can say no. They're met with that backward resistance. It gives my verbal no a consequence without me having to come and physically put them back on. So the key to success with this is following through and rewarding when they're on their place. We're going to strengthen before we lengthen. So we're going to put a lot of value in the act of them being on their place before we start to expect them to be on there for extended periods of time without getting anything. All right, so I'm going to put each of them on individually on their own places, and we will reward each of them individually. I'm going to try to make it so that I'm facing here so I'm not in the way. So we're going to walk over this way. I'm going to, excuse me, I don't want to drag anyone on. I want them to go on their own will. Halle, place. Good. And I'm going to keep her on leash because she has a tendency to be a little bit jealous of Lucy getting attention and vice versa. Lucy, place. Good. So I will reward them individually. What I do, again, Halle specifically knows that the closed fist means that she can't have it. So I will say, good, Halle, and then present her with the food. Good, Lucy, present her with the food. That has been helpful in stopping them from trying to steal each other's food when they're getting reward. It is helpful to have a little bit of distance. Nope. So I will stop, say no, leash pressure if one of them takes a step off. It's helpful to have a little bit of distance so that they're not reaching, if their faces are right next to each other, it's a little bit tempting to try to snag a treat. Good, Lucy. Good, Halle. And then I want to get them used to me moving around. So again, if I take a step back and they start following me off, no, place, good. And then I will not do as much the next repetition to help them be successful. I want them to be successful. I also want them to make a couple of mistakes because I feel like the mistakes help clarify what the expectation. So if she goes to take a step off, no, good, that helps her understand, oh, that's not an option, we're not allowed to do that. I want to remain very calm. We're not fussing at them. I'm not doing a lot of movement. I'm talking more because I'm making a video. Nope. Nice. Good. I'm gonna withhold food for that. Good, Lucy. Add a little bit of movement. Nope. Good, Halle, and I'll repay that because she went back into her behavior. Good, Halle. Good, Lucy. So again, I'm gonna add a little bit of movement, so I'm going to turn away. Good. Try to get them both at the same time, so I just say good. And now I'm gonna do things like squatting. Good. Too much. Okay, so now we'll take it a backward step. Place. Good. Place. Good. See how I like to just really set much shorter of time. Sit all the way down this time. Place. Good. Good job. She thought about it, but she did it. But I'm keeping there's two of them, so I can't obviously make eye contact with both of them at the same time. But I'm checking in with them visually. Place. Couple seconds. Good. Now things like one of them gets attention. Good job. Place. Very nice. I'm gonna walk around. Good job. Round chair. This chair. Good. Nope. Good. Good. Very good. Nope. Halle. Nice. All it is me fixing it. That's fine. Good, Lucy. You get some rules. I'm not paying her because she came all the way off. Nope. Good. Now I will because she fixed it. Again, strengthen before we lengthen. We're keeping value. Eventually, at some point, we're not going to have them paid every couple of seconds for every single thing we do, but we have to build up that value in them being in their place before they understand, like, oh, I just have to stand here no matter what's going around. So it's really good for impulse control, putting calm on command, giving them something alternative to do, instead of following you around or getting into things or barking or whatever. It's nope. Good. What I'm looking for is like how Lucy is. Good, Lucy. She's nice and relaxed. And I'm mostly gonna leave her alone when she's like that. Halle's still a little more aroused and waiting for something. Now she's, nope. Spatial pressure, I just kind of moved into her to stop her from going off of it. Good. I'm waiting for her to settle. Nope. And when she does that, then I'll tell her, good girl, and I'll leave her alone. Place. Now, what are you doing? Now she's being a little bit more rambunctious because she's trying to find her advantage, and she's trying to do behaviors that get her something that she wants, and I want her to understand that this isn't going to get her anything, and I'm going to make her stay on her place. Lucy has the idea. She's nice and calm, so I'll wait for her to relax, and then I'll leave her alone. I know I'm repeating myself 1,000 times, but they're little babies, and they've got little squirrels in their brain. They're just doing all this stuff. We just have to help them relax. Good girl. She's trying to figure out how to do it. Nope. Place. Good girl, Lucy. This. And I have noticed with them, she is definitely the one that's more jealous and more like pushy with being involved, where Lucy's totally fine. Nope. Kind of hanging out on the sidelines. Place. I'm not forcing her into a down. I'm not asking her to go into a down. I want that to be her idea. I feel like that would be more productive if she thinks that it's her idea, place, then, good, place, good, 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 then that'll keep that behavior being stronger, as opposed to me forcing it on her where it causes her a little bit too much stress and frustration. Nope. Place. Good. Take a step back, so not as big a part of them. If that makes sense? Nope. I think I'm a little too close and she wants me to interact with her